Hi and welcome to another holistic 3D YouTube tutorial looking at the basics of Unity. What we're going to do now is move on from the previous video and have a look at some more complexities about prefabs and unpacking them. So we ended up with a green cube, which is a prefab, and this cube here, which we totally disconnected. So I'm just going to delete that one. Now I want to make this prefab a little bit more complicated. So let's go into the prefab. Again, you select it in the assets and you open it up in the inspector to get a view of it just here. Now with this prefab, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add some bits and pieces to it. So I'm going to right click in the hierarchy and we're going to go 3D object, and I want to add in a cylinder. So there's my cylinder, and I'm going to quickly call that a wheel, and then we will just resize it down, and I'm going to also rotate it. So basically I'm making a wheel type looking thing and wanting to pretend that this is going to be a car model. So here's my wheel prefab there, and to that wheel, let's make it black. Let's just drag the black material on that I made, and we're also going to grab that wheel and I'm going to duplicate it and bring it out a little bit, hit the R key to resize it, and that's sort of like the interior of the wheel. So let's put some yellow on there so we can see that. Okay, so here's our kind of unicycle one wheel car as such, which is now going to become our prefab. So if we go out of our prefab up there and go back into our scene, you'll see how immediately we now have all of these objects. And this particular object, let me just go back into editing it, has the cube prefab at the top and then a wheel and a second wheel here. Now we want to actually make the wheel component itself into a prefab so that you have a nested prefab. So this is the outer wheel, let's call it outer wheel, and the inner wheel, inner, I'll just call it, and I will drag that up and make it a child of that outer wheel that you can see there. What I can do now is I can get outer wheel and actually drag it down into my assets and make it by itself, you can see it there, an actual prefab. Let's go back to our scene. We can now drag that wheel into the scene from there and you get just the prefab for the wheel. Or we can drag this cube prefab, which is now a little car type thing, like that into the scene as well, so that we've got these two things. Now if we want to change the color of the inner part of this wheel, then we would go into our outer wheel prefab. Let's open that up there and let's just make it green for now so that you can see the difference, and then go back to here and you can see how that changed. So let's just change that back again. So we go open the prefab and then we put yellow back in there and go back again like that. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get one of these prefabs and I'm going to make it into a red vehicle instead. So if I right click, create material, let's just create a quick red material and we'll make this one here red. We will automatically have kind of broken the link between it. So let's select this one and I'm going to go over here into the hierarchy and call this a red car, for want of a better name, so we know which one it is. So it's that one there. Now the overrides up here, we can revert or we can apply to all. If you apply to all at this particular stage, which is kind of off the screen there for you, let's bring this in, apply to all of those carts, the entire prefab will go red like that. So anything using that prefab, and then this red car will now still be an exact instance of that cube prefab down there. Now, if you don't want that, I'm just going to go Control Z because I didn't want that to happen, but rather you want to have another prefab that is the red car, then you can make a prefab out of it by dragging it into there. Now, when you do, it's going to ask you if you want to create a variant or an original prefab. If you create an original prefab, then it will completely disconnect itself from this prefab and it will create a brand new prefab. So let's just try that out. We're going to go original prefab. Right, so we now have a red car prefab down here. This red car instance that's in the scene will now be connected to that red car prefab. All right, so let me now create another one. Let's go with material and I'll make a blue one. So we'll set that to blue. And I'm going to make this one blue here. And that would be my first original game object. Let's just change its name to blue car. And this time, instead of being connected to our prefab, what we're going to do is actually unpack it. Now, it has the same result of disconnecting it from the prefab. So it's still connected to cube prefab. And if we right click and we go down to prefab and unpack, click on unpack, you'll see that it's no longer connected to the original prefab. With unpack, however, if I drop down that, you can see the wheel. The wheel is still in blue. So for this blue car, if I move this out here, it's not a prefab itself, but it has a prefab attached to it. So this outer wheel, if we now edit the prefab for that, you'll see that it will actually change and keep its connection on here. So if I go into the wheel and open that up, and let's make the interior red now and go back, everybody has the red interior because this is the prefab. However, if I go into my cube prefab, the original green guy, let's open that up and make it yellow and go back, you'll see that these have all updated to yellow, but these two here, this has got a prefab of red. This doesn't have any prefab anymore, except that it does have a prefab of the wheel under here. Okay, so that's what happens when you unpack something. It severs the connection to the prefab, but most importantly, it doesn't sever the connection between any children that happen to be prefabs as well. Okay, let's go to the red car. So the red car has its own prefab now because we made it down there. So it is blue because it's a red car prefab. The outer wheel is a prefab for the outer wheel that's up here. Okay, so we want to sever this connection completely so that we can just like make a new prefab or do something completely different with it that doesn't get affected by any of the changes that we do. So for example, we want to change the wheel prefab back to yellow, but on the red vehicle here, we actually don't want it to be. So we select our top level prefab, right click, and we come down to prefab and we unpack completely. And now you can see that they're both in white. So neither of those components are connected to any prefabs. That means that if we go and change the wheel, let's just open that up, change it back to yellow and go back here, you'll see that this wheel here is completely unaffected because it doesn't belong to that prefab anymore. So that is how you sever the connections between prefabs and any instances when you want to make changes. So you've got the prefab menu again when you right click it, and then you've got unpack. Unpack will just unpack the top level. It will not affect any sort of sub prefabs that you've got So that wheel, for example, is another prefab which was connected to a prefab, because you have prefabs made of prefabs, and you just want to change certain bits and pieces of them without, affecting any lower level prefabs. However, if you want to get a prefab and you want to completely change it and you don't want to muck around and override anything by mistake with other prefabs, then you can just go unpack completely, which will give you basically a brand new model to work with. And that's the intricacies of prefabs. Now, the great thing about prefabs is once you've created them, you can actually give it to scripts so that you can spawn as many as you like. Because if you wanted, say, to use a prefab for bullets or trees or something that's en masse, enemies, zombies, or you've got fish or whatever, you would have a prefab, and then you would use scripting to actually create all of the instances that you actually want, because you're not going to sit in here and actually just keep, dragging and dropping, thousands of zombies into your scene, for example, when you could get a very simple script to do that for you. And that's what we're going to do when we come back in the next video.